Greetings, call me Griff. And guess what? I recently got a book for Christmas, 1001 Movies You Must Watch Before You Die, and it got me thinking about that YouTube channel that I created a while back. It got me thinking, I should probably put some use into that channel other than typing comments saying you are gay onto other people's videos. Why don't I make my own videos for people to type you are gay under? So, because this series, Wet Behind the Ears, where I go through the movies in this book and give my thoughts on them. Now, I'm just going to say up front that I am not an expert on films, and I am not well versed in what people consider great cinema. I'm only 17 years old, and I just watch what I want to watch and come to my own conclusion of whether or not I like them or not, or whether I recommend them to my friends or not. I'm not going to try and come across as a professional critic or claim that I know everything that goes into a movie. I'm just going to watch movies and tell you what I think of them and try to entertain you on the way. And if you disagree with my opinion, fine, type it into the comments and we can have a friendly debate on the movie, or just share what we despised, loved about, or took away from the movie. And you guys can also request for reviews in the comments below. I'm happy to do whatever you want me to do for you, with protection. I need something to do in my spare time, and spending time with strangers on YouTube talking about movies seems like a good use of my time. Welcome to Wet Behind the Ears, first episode being probably the first movie that ever came out. A Trip to the Moon by George Méliès, a film about astronomers and wizards who decide to go on an expedition to the moon, or at least what I assume people back then thought the moon was like. I kind of consider this series to be my introduction to the films that everyone is going to be talking about when I go to film school, and I'm just going to make a wild assumption here and say that the professors there are going to mention this movie. And I'll admit, I was kind of worried that this was just going to be a cheesy silent film with terrible effects and little to offer in terms of story. I thought it was going to be similar to my experience with Jaws, where I slightly see why the film is so iconic and I can appreciate the reasons why, but I just personally don't love it. Well, I was surprised that I actually enjoyed watching A Trip to the Moon. It was fun seeing how energized and passionate this movie looked. It just looked like Méliès threw everything he could into making something fun for the audience to watch. And I'll say, yeah, the effects obviously could be considered bad by today's standards, but I kind of felt an odd charm to them. They're cartoonish and make the movie feel like pretty much anything you throw on the screen will work because it fits with the unorthodox fantasy-like world that this movie creates. The story is nice and simple enough, but there are a few things that you can take away from it in terms of theme. What I personally took away from it was that the astronomers go to the moon, explore, run into these inhabitants, meet their leader, kill the leader, and then leave to be treated like celebrities. I think I might see a few parallels in that series of events, but hey, I'm not gonna put words into Méliès' mouth. This movie is still enjoyable, and I'm glad I saw it. I think it's worth 12 minutes of your time, and it's a good insight into where film used to be and where it is now. I'm gonna give A Trip to the Moon 4 out of 5 stars. It's great. Thank you for watching, everybody. Have a good one, and remember, call me Griff.